She allegedly left Target with $480 in merchandise. Minutes later, officers discussed resistance, fingerprinting, and a possible county jail transfer.
This could have gone a lot easier.
Yeah.
I gave
I just watched you on that.
I gave the stuff back.
That has nothing to do with
I
that.
gave the stuff. How? I didn't leave the store with it. How?
You just walked out
I
of the
didn't.
store.
I dropped the
watched you on
stuff.
camera.
I dropped the stuff. I dropped it.
Let's just
Give me
go.
my shit. I'm angry because I dropped the stuff. I dropped it.
Are you taking her to the
I
car?
dropped it.
You got it? Go. I'll
I
try to go
dropped
inside.
it, though.
You want her inside?
You can put her in the car. Tyler, want to take Yes. Right here.
Stand right here. Just spread your legs.
Like, I don't understand what y'all doing all of this for. Y'all got the stuff. Okay, but y'all have the stuff though.
You didn't even say nicely, like, oh, I'm sorry you got me. You just threw it on the ground and tried to walk away. You could have been like, all right, I'm sorry, officer. Again, listen, you're under arrest.
Have the stuff.
That's still legal.
Y'all have it.
Okay. Anything in your pockets? Get a
No,
part of
it's
book?
not.
Okay. Yeah.
Get off of me. I don't need to know you. Like, y'all making this
You're under
shit
arrest. You don't
hurt.
get, this isn't
I don't
this isn't
care.
Burger King.
I
You
don't
can't get your order
care.
your
I
way,
don't
all right?
care. I don't care.
Please sit in the car.
No.
Sit in the car.
No.
Get in the car. You're under arrest.
No.
You're just going to get more charges. You understand that, right? Where are you
I
from?
don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Ready? Let's go. I need to grab everything. I don't know if you guys want to transfer her now or just. We got her, so she's not going anywhere now. So.
Why the f dragging me? Like, what the f?
You want to start playing stupid games back in the
You hear commands, you hear shouting, you watch several officers struggle to control her arms. Then one officer delivers the warning that changes everything. We can't go back once I click this. How does an alleged shoplifting incident reach that point so quickly? On August 27, 2025, Target employees reportedly watched a woman conceal merchandise inside bags. Officers later said store cameras followed her movements for roughly 20 minutes. When she reached the exit, police moved toward her. She dropped the bags. She kept moving. Officers ordered her to stop. She repeatedly argued, "I dropped the stuff," as though returning everything should immediately end the encounter. Stay with us, because you will see exactly when the shoplifting accusation became a separate resisting arrest allegation. You will also understand why refusing identification later threatened another legal problem. The officers announced that they were detaining her. She pulled away as they reached for her arms. Their voices became louder. Her resistance became stronger. "Put your hands behind your back. Get off of me. Don't make it worse." Every command raised the pressure. Every refusal narrowed her options. The merchandise already sat nearby, yet the confrontation continued growing. At that moment, you stop watching a simple recovery. You start watching consequences multiply in real time. Subscribe now for complete Bodycam breakdowns that separate visible facts, officer claims, and unresolved legal questions. You may think the recovered merchandise ended the story. The officers believed the opposite. To understand why, you must examine what Target's cameras allegedly captured before she crossed that exit. Target loss prevention employees reportedly tracked the woman before police approached. Officers said surveillance showed concealment and movement beyond the final sales area. That detail matters because her defense focused almost entirely on what happened afterward. She kept repeating, "I dropped the stuff." Would returning the merchandise erase everything officers claimed they had already witnessed? The officers said no. According to their explanation, she crossed the final point of sale before abandoning the bags. They treated that moment as the completion of the alleged shoplifting conduct. The bags no longer mattered physically, but the earlier exit still controlled the officer's entire theory. You should notice the careful distinction. The footage shows officers asserting their legal position. It does not show a judge ruling on guilt. The struggle then created a second issue. An officer reached toward her after ordering her to stop. She pulled away and continued arguing. Another officer announced that she was under arrest. This is the exact moment the case changed. That shift unfolds clearly across the footage. Police no longer focused only on merchandise. They now claimed she purposely prevented a lawful arrest. Several officers controlled her arms. She shouted for them to release her. They warned her not to kick and repeatedly ordered cooperation. You're going to get charged with resistance. The scene looks chaotic, but the sequence remains important. Officers gave commands. She resisted their grip. They applied more physical control. Each action triggered the next escalation. The conflict continued beside the police vehicle. She refused directions to enter, then resisted instructions during the transfer process. Officers warned that continued defiance could create additional exposure. Inside their discussion, officers considered shoplifting and resisting by force. That conversation shows what they contemplated, not what prosecutors ultimately proved. You now have the first promised answer. The alleged theft became a resisting allegation when officers announced the arrest, and she continued pulling away. Yet the next confrontation involved no merchandise, store camera, or parking lot struggle. It centered on one basic question: would she tell police who she was? At the station, the physical struggle ended, but the confrontation continued. Officers asked her to sit. She repeatedly refused. They requested her first name, last name, and birth date. She gave them nothing. Without confirmed identity, officers said they could not finish processing or release her. Now watch 5 turning points shape this standoff. First, she refuses the bench. Then, she refuses basic identifying information. Next, officers introduce fingerprinting. After that, they warn about county jail. Finally, they offer one last chance before starting the process. That choice now controls everything. That sequence matters because every step creates a clear decision. She can cooperate, or she can force officers toward a slower procedure. An officer explains that the alleged offense requires fingerprints during processing. He says refusal could bring another charge and mandatory detention until authorities establish her identity. You should treat those statements carefully. Officers describe their understanding of the law. Their warnings do not replace a prosecutor's decision or court ruling. Still, the practical stakes sound unmistakable. We're going to fingerprint you now. Then comes the line you heard earlier: we can't go back once I click this. That delivers the second answer you came for. Refusing identification threatened another legal problem because officers could not verify who would receive the court paperwork. They tried logic. They tried patience. They tried fear. One officer asked whether she wanted to sleep at home or inside county jail. The question sounded simple, but the room carried growing pressure. You can feel the balance shift rapidly, because the next choice now controls both her release and the officer's patience. How long could she continue refusing before officers physically began fingerprinting her? She then requested a female officer. That request changed the atmosphere immediately. Instead of forcing the next step, officers paused and brought someone else inside. The new officer offered water, calmer language, and a complete reset. She asked whether removing the handcuffs could rebuild trust. Had police offered enough chances, or had their repeated jail warnings crossed into unnecessary pressure? Her answer would determine whether the encounter finally calmed down. Yet cooperation soon exposed a new discrepancy. The female officer changed everything without raising her voice. She offered a reset and asked whether cooperation could begin again. The woman agreed. Officers removed the handcuffs. She confirmed that she was an adult and provided identifying details. She gave the name Lauren Tompkins. Officers discussed processing, court paperwork, and possible release. Then the database search produced an unsettling problem. An officer said the information did not return as expected. Another record suggested prior contact. The officers asked whether Lauren had ever dealt with police. She said no. They asked whether she had ever received state identification. She again denied it. That contradiction changed their tone. One officer said he had given her a chance to tell the truth. He declared that he had passed the point of being nice. Lauren then explained that she used 2 last names. She identified herself as Lauren Tompkins Hillsman and described Tompkins as her mother's surname. Her explanation created the case's most complicated factual dispute. Did she intentionally hide part of her legal identity, or did she provide her everyday name? Intent matters here. An incomplete answer does not automatically prove deliberate deception. Prosecutors would need evidence showing that she meant to mislead officers. Subscribe for case breakdowns that distinguish suspicious conduct from facts investigators can actually prove. The Bodycam captures doubt, accusations, and conflicting explanations. It does not let you inspect every government record or hear later courtroom testimony. That limitation matters because the surname issue could support very different conclusions. One side sees calculated obstruction, the other sees confusion under pressure. Do you believe Lauren deliberately withheld Hillsman, or genuinely thought Tompkins answered the officer's question? Police eventually continued processing her, but one major answer remained outside the body cam. What charges survived after prosecutors reviewed everything? The body cam ends with officers continuing the booking process, but it never gives you a final courtroom resolution. Officers discussed two primary accusations: shoplifting involving roughly $480 and resisting arrest during the struggle outside Target. They also explored possible identity-related consequences during processing. You must separate those categories carefully. Police discussion does not equal a filed charge. A filed charge does not equal a conviction. That distinction protects the truth. The transcript references an October 7, 2025 court appearance in Freehold, New Jersey. However, our supplied material does not confirm what prosecutors ultimately pursued. That missing outcome changes how you should judge the story. You can evaluate choices captured on camera, but you cannot invent a verdict. The footage supports one clear conclusion about escalation. Each disputed decision prolonged the encounter and introduced another question for officers. Yet the hardest issue remains unresolved. Did Lauren intentionally obstruct identification, or did confusion and pressure shape her incomplete answer? Which decision changed this case most? Pulling away, refusing identification, or giving only one surname? Your answer reveals where you believe personal responsibility begins. Like this video and subscribe for more evidence-based bodycam stories without invented conclusions. The merchandise returned almost immediately. The consequences did not. What happened after prosecutors reviewed the footage remains the final unanswered question.